G'day guys, how you doing? Core here. Today we're on r/AITA. Well, that's actually not the name, but we just shortened it down that so we don't have to say the naughty word. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, like I am. And yeah, we're just gonna jump into this video. So remember, if you like the video at any point, leave a like. Yeah, I hate saying that YouTuber stuff too, but it's kind of just something we have to say. And yeah, let's just jump into it. AITA for not letting my parents into my son's life after they secretly tested his DNA. I met my wife Sonia at a restaurant where she worked as a waitress. It took me a while to finally be her boyfriend. I introduced her to my parents and they voiced out their disapproval after meeting her. My parents think that Sonia is using me to achieve her American dream. I told them that that is racist and I am very offended by their assumptions. After my wife accepted my marriage proposal, we asked for both our families' blessing. Her parents were happy for us, but my parents were gutted and refused to give their blessing. Because of this, we decided to elope and only invited my brother and Sonia's best friend to be our witnesses. Long story short, now that we're 2 years married and after we welcomed our first child, my parents started to reach out to us. My kind-hearted wife didn't think twice to welcome my parents into our lives. She let them meet our baby 2 days after being discharged from the hospital. My parents visit us regularly, and one day when my dad and mum were playing with Gareth, mum said something along the lines of, "Aren't you just the cutest baby ever? I'm so glad to confirm that you are indeed my grandson." She didn't know I was around because she looked startled when I said, "What is that supposed to mean?" Mum tried to change the subject, but I insisted she tell me what she's talking about. Mum sat me down and apologized first before telling me that they had Gareth's DNA tested to make sure that he is mine. I was speechless for a moment, and before I blew up from anger, I told Dad to give me my son and that they better leave before I lose whatever respect I had for them. My mum was very apologetic and said it was because I don't trust my wife and that our son looked nothing like me. I didn't argue anymore and told them to just get out of my house. My wife was in the kitchen preparing for lunch and I just told her that my parents had an emergency and that's why they left without saying a word. I didn't tell my wife about the whole DNA testing until after 2 weeks later when she asked why Mum and Dad didn't visit anymore. I told her everything I know. I can't keep a secret from her. She started crying and it broke my heart. I know how much she tried to win my parents' approval, and what I told her was like a slap across the face. That night she told me that she could no longer let my parents into our child's life, and I agreed with her. When Mum called to ask when they can visit again, I told them that they're no longer welcome in our son's life. Mum called my dad and I told him the same thing. He was livid. He called me ungrateful and cruel. He also said a few choice words about my wife which angered me more. I didn't even hear the rest because I just hung up. Did I overreact? AITA. Man, that really sucks about, how your parents treated you and your new wife. Getting a DNA test behind somebody's back is despicable. And yeah, they had absolutely no right. I don't think they have any right to be in you or your child's life after something like that. It's not a fair thing to do to somebody. Sucks that they couldn't just trust Sonia. The sound of it was racially charged, which is just so sad. There's no other word for it. But yeah, I wish you and your new family a good and happy life. I really want you guys to remember that, I think the idea of you being born in a family and therefore you have to stick with that, I don't like that. Family is who you choose it to be. That's what really matters. AITA for only paying for a portion of my son's college fund, even though we had money from his dead brother's college fund. I, female 58, will always be a mother to my twin sons, Thomas and Sam. In the summer after they graduated, then they were 18, Thomas passed away. I can't begin to explain how broken I was. At that point, Sam had already accepted an offer to go to an Ivy League school. My husband and I had about $100K each saved up for the boys, but Sam's school was so expensive that the money wouldn't cover it. Before Thomas passed away, Sam was fine with taking out student loans to cover the rest. Then we lost Thomas. Less than 2 months after it happened, Sam asked if he could have the $100K that was set aside for Thomas. I lost it on him. I told him that it was Thomas's money and not his, that it deserved to go to Thomas. This is where I might have been the A because Sam could have used that money, but he didn't get a cent of it. To be fair, my husband and I didn't get a cent of it either. We donated it to various charities against drunk driving in the memory of Thomas. That was about 10 years ago. Sam took out student loans, but he's so young and already a very successful lawyer. I believe he's paid most of the loans off by now, possibly all. If it matters at all, my husband and I contribute a significant amount, about $50K, to his law school tuition as well. I thought we were past it, but the other day Sam brought up how unfair it was for me to refuse to give him Thomas's money. We had a tearful argument over it, and now I just don't know what to think. If I could do it again, I still don't know if I would give that money to Sam. Does that make me an AH? Edit because some people are confused about the way I worded things. Here's a better explanation of the money. We had 2 separate college accounts for the boys. Each had $100K in it. After Thomas passed, Sam got the $100K he always knew he would get. He just didn't get the additional $100K from Thomas's account. We never took money away from Sam. We just didn't give the extra money that he would have had if Thomas had been alive. I don't know, I feel like if you have that money though, you should just give it to him, right? Very unfortunate circumstances, and I'm sorry for your loss. It is devastating, truly. But I feel like if that's money you didn't need anyway, why wouldn't you just give it to him? I mean, it's clearly money you don't need, so what's the harm in, helping your son out even further? I don't know. I struggle to label anyone in AH in this one. It's a tough one. I don't know. What do you guys think down below? AITA for telling an old lady to mind her damn business. Last year, I was hit by a drunk driver as a pedestrian, and now sometimes I have severe back and knee pain. It hurts to walk or stand for long periods of time. I came to get a bagel at a breakfast place, and all the close parking spots were taken, and I would have had to park pretty far away, so I parked in one of the curbside spots. When I went in, I apologized to the workers right away and explained the situation, and they were so nice. They tried to give me a free bagel, but I declined and said no worries. I was the one who put them in a weird position. Told them to have a wonderful day and left a $10 tip for each of them, just because of how understanding and nice they were. An old lady is in one of the curbside spots and starts yelling at me about how I stole the best spot and how my generation is entitled and spoiled, how we don't respect our elders, and we are everything wrong with the world. She continues to yell as I get my order in the car, bringing food to my co-workers. She gets out of her car and takes down my license plate and starts saying she's going to report me for parking illegally. Then one of the workers came out with her order and she aggressively tells them why she's angry and what she wants done about it, and they said if they keep harassing me that she would be banned from the property. She turned to me and asked me if I had anything to say for myself. I was silent and ignoring her up until then, and said, well, maybe next time, mind your damn business. I don't feel bad. I feel like that was straight out of a crazy person movie. One of my co-workers said I should never talk to someone old like that, but I feel like it was deserved. In my eyes, respect is earned and mutual, not given just because your parents got busy before mine did. AITA, I agree. Respect is something that is completely earned. It is not just a given. If somebody is disrespectful to you, you have no reason to be respectful to them. I don't know what country this takes place in. I'm going to assume America. I don't know the laws about car parks and stuff like that, but here in Australia, we just have normal parking, and then at the front door, you'll have like 2 or 3, maybe 4 disabled parking spaces. Now, I imagine that's the same type of thing that's going on here. I mean, clearly you have some physical disability and you should be able to park in the disabled spot. I think your injuries cover you for that. So I think, yeah, you're completely fine and justified to park there. That lady needs to just chill out, because no matter how much she might want it to happen, the world doesn't revolve around her. There are other people out there, and you got there first. You parked up front. Anyways, that is the end of the video. So let me know what you thought about the stories down below. Do you think they were the A? Do you think they were not the A? Please tell me down below in the comments. Anyways, I just want to give a quick shout out to my mega ultra silly buggers, who are of course the top tier channel members, which you can be by hitting that join button down below. Anyway, shout out to Florian and Caitlin. You guys are the best, and thank you so much for the support on the channel. And then of course a shout out to Neutral, Hippie Seb, and Liam Rosegarden, who are ultra silly buggers. Anyways, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Remember, leave a like, all that jazz, and yeah, bye.